on Saturday night's main event, they did announce the plans for next year's WrestleMania weekend, and we got like a formal announcement. So it states here, WWE has announced NXT Stand and Deliver, NXT's marquee annual event, and AAA Eternal Glory will take place at the Infosys Theater at Madison Square Garden in New York City during WrestleMania 43 weekend in April 2027. So we have now WrestleMania. It's down to 4 weeks that it could take place. We know it's April of 2027, creating a citywide moment for fans to celebrate the global 2-night event. No better place to celebrate than by buying tickets to go see more of our product. Prior to Stand and Deliver in Eternal Glory, WWE will host official WrestleMania watch parties at the Infosys Theater, transforming the versatile venue into an immersive live viewing experience for the WWE Universe, complete with giant LED screens, brand activations, merchandise, and more. It also says that complementing the weekend events, WWE and Fanatics will partner to deliver interactive fan experiences and exclusive WrestleMania 43 retail activations to New York. So that's 2 mentions of activations for the weekend, Way. I will add this as well. We got this comment from Dave Meltzer on Wrestling Observer Radio stating, I had been under the impression that AEW was going to run and possibly in New York. If you're putting an AEW show in the same market and going to run AAA and NXT at the theater, even at best, they're going to get 4,000 people. It's really not going to hurt AEW significantly. So my question to you, Way, is this weekend a benefit or a liability for AEW to entertain in the host city being New York City here? Like, would this be a weekend you would just stay away from if you were AEW, or are these nights free? Like, WrestleMania is in the afternoon. We go to New York and it's going to be the focus that weekend of wrestling fans, and we can stage something we can go to I don't know if you go to an Arthur Ashe Stadium or something that they opt to run that weekend. Or do you just want to find your own weekend, your own location away from WrestleMania?
So I think if you're going to run maybe like a 15,000 or under arena, I think it's worth the risk of going quote unquote head to head, on the same one of the weekend nights. It to me just feels like more of a statement. It's more of a risk, sure, but it's also more of a statement, especially like one that maybe seems to answer a lot of the counter programming that this company has, received from WWE. I also think like they have their own weekends for other shows, and you can do like, there's really nothing that would separate, for instance, like a Revolution from something that feels like it is there to counter WrestleMania, to feed off of WrestleMania if it takes place on another weekend, even if it's just a weekend after it. So I think like for the purpose of, again, you can say throwing a shot, you can say simply like returning the volley, you can just say like, again, making a move. I kind of like the idea of doing it on the same night.
I'm serious. I'm not going to sit back and take this fucking shit.
Especially since it's an afternoon show and you do have the evening to yourselves. And I really don't think, this NXT show poses much competition, especially if they are like unlikely to have much of their like main roster guys to help out, given it's WrestleMania.
I don't know if it's the best idea going to the host city, but if I am going to a New York, and these are a lot of ifs, I definitely go against the NXT show. And it's like the idea that an AEW crowd travels there, and then on the other night they could go to AAA. Like, it's like you could almost use WWE to attract your audience, that if an AEW sets up, like, I already think this weekend there will be indie shows all over New York, even with these watch parties and AAA and NXT. You throw in AEW and suddenly like that is your WrestleMania weekend spot.
So you think without AEW, simply with like this AAA whatever Eternal Glory show and also NXT, that would be enough to invite like a collective to jump in?
I don't know if it's going to be your fully expanded WrestleMania weekend of events, but do I see Game Changer booking New Jersey or even New York? Yes, I do.
Yeah, they just don't have much of the market to piggyback off of. You're talking about like 4,000 to 5,000 people that you're going to fit.
This is small. It would be a truncated version without an AEW, but still, I would see like that Friday night, for instance. Like SmackDown's going to be over in Saudi Arabia, so it's not like you're running SmackDown at a major arena that night. It's just and GCW running New Jersey. I would totally see that. I could see other indies wanting to not everyone, but. Certainly,
but the idea of like AEW running an Arthur Ashe that weekend, I think that would, push a lot of these indie promotions.
Yes, then this escalates to another big level,
and that's not to the detriment of an AEW at all. Like it's the benefit of the wrestling community to choose a place to have this, gathering, right?
What's your theory on why the dates have not been released for WrestleMania? Do you think one has to do with the other? Do you think it's a Saudi Arabia issue?
Feels to me like a Saudi issue. Like, what you think? Because if they care about AEW, like counter programming them that much that they would withhold this information.
I don't think it's an AEW. So. It could be Saudi Arabia say, "Hey, we don't know when we're going to have time to build you a stadium, so we need 3 weeks' notice to build a stadium." So
yeah,
just let us know by February. That'd be great.
It also tells me they're not expecting much travelers to this particular WrestleMania. Like, I mean, maybe they want that, but this is pretty far out. Or
it's July. I'm curious as we get closer if they make that push of like traveling packages because that's what I always thought the WrestleMania in Saudi would be a hard push for Americans, for Europeans to travel to WrestleMania and making that the big push for people to travel to Saudi Arabia.
But even without the travel, you're getting that much more publicity about, Riyadh season and Vision 2030, like just with their media appearances and the fact that it's WrestleMania. That could be most of the benefit that they're looking for. Maybe
they can get the Vision to cut some promos for tourism.
This group needs to stay together till then. Yeah.
It's Vision 2030. Get Rick Steiner to come in and talk about various rights in Saudi Arabia. Sorry, right as always drinking. It's July on the Post Wrestling Cafe, and that means our extensive G1 coverage begins starting July 11th. We're going to have reviews of every single G1 card right up to and including the finals in the middle of August. Plus, Rewind Away takes a look at 2 episodes of Heels. We're also going to be going back to 2005 for a review of WrestleMania 21, and it is the start of our double shot episodes covering this season of Dark Side of the Ring. Plus, we are going to dive into the 3rd season of WWE Unreal. All that and so much more can be yours by signing up to the Post Wrestling Cafe. It gets you XL editions of Rewind to Raw, Dynamite, and SmackDown, Collision Course on a weekly basis, MCU later, and so much more.